Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Creativity and Inspiration, and I'm Lisa. I am super excited. We did it. We got to 700. That is so amazing. Thank you to all the new subscribers. You are appreciated. Let's jump into today's video. I've been inspired by my childhood. How many of you owned a Viewmaster as a kid, or maybe your kids had one, or your grandkids, depending on your age? A Viewmaster was simply those binocular looking things. You put the disc in and it had pictures. Mine used to have like Bugs Bunny and those kind of pictures, and you do this and they go by, and it was really cool. I love that. Didn't require batteries, just light so you could see the pictures. You couldn't do it in your room if your room was dark, but it was such a fun toy. And I don't know, I sell vintage, and I found one and I thought, oh cool. Then I started looking at the disc, and this is kind of, I don't know, things I do. You may do the same thing. It's like, how could I use this somewhere else? But instead of using a disc that goes with the Viewmaster, I decided to make my own. So that's what we're doing today. We are creating our own Viewmaster disc, and it's the round paper with the slides in it, but ours don't have slides. So what do we put in it? Well, we will talk about that in just a minute. But here's my Viewmaster disc that I made. So come on in, I'll tell you how I made these and some ideas I had for what goes in the middle that we could look at and how to use them. Now you can make these discs any size you want to. I guess depending on how you're going to use them. I thought of several ways, so I will share the different ways I thought of. If I'm going to use them on a journal, say I could use them as a pocket. You could use the whole thing as like a tuck spot. It would have pictures around it and then be a tuck spot as well. And it could be a tuck spot in the corner, anywhere you want. It could be in the center and just be the star of the page if you wanted to do them in a journal. You, of course, could make a bigger one and do it as the star of the show on a cover. Could also use them as just bookmarks. Simple. You could make them smaller and put shiny foil paper or washi tape behind each little picture and use it as part of a charm on a dangle, or like I said, make them smaller and hang from the book themselves. Because they require light to see if you want to use them like that, what I would do is hook a bunch together. You can see my lines. You can flip those over. That's just where I made my marks to cut out my. But what you could do is string a bunch different sizes with different like colors behind them, and then string them over a window, and it would make a really cool effect in the room because, the different colors shining through and the different sizes definitely would affect your light show. You're creating basically your own light show. So that's also an option. You could also use them on tags as pockets or what have you if you wanted to do it that way. Let me find a tag real quick. On big tags, you could use little ones, again, as pockets or tuck spots, or as hanging down from the front of a tag, and you can make these any size you want. They don't have to be all the same size. They don't have to be big or large. You can make teeny tiny ones if you want and just cut out really teeny tiny spaces for the picture or color to shine through. This one is basically, let's see, about 3.5 inches across. And the bigger one is basically exactly 4 inches across. And this one's like 3.5. Yeah, a little less than 3.5. So how did I make the circles? Well, if you have big circle punches, obviously that's the best way. And to make a smaller one, if you have a 2-inch or 1-inch circle punch, I would say do those. And I used plain white cardstock, and I cut out both of them at the same time. I would recommend punching both at the same time. That way, if there's any slippage or anything while you're punching, they're exactly the same. Now for these, for the smaller one, I used this Cowboys koozie thing that I don't use except to hold pins. So I use that, and then I wanted something a little bigger, maybe for a cover to be the star. So I use the ribbon. How you decorate these are totally up to you. You can, if you have the ability to print tiny pictures of friends or family, you could most definitely make a bigger one and put one of those tiny pictures behind that of friends or family. That would look amazing and be super cute. On the smaller ones, I don't think pictures of people would work, but obviously pictures of color, or let me show you this. I think a map looks really cool behind this. You don't have to have this back piece if it's going to be glued down, except to have something to glue down. But see, that looks really cool coming through there. I don't know if you can see all the details that are shining through. If you put it over the water too, you get a little different. So maps are really cool. Colored papers. You could cover each one of the little spaces if you had some cellophane, each one different colors or all one color. With the bigger ones, you can do one of two things. You could actually decoupage a napkin onto the back of it and then put that on the front. And as you see, you get a sneak of the whole napkin through it, which gives it a really cool effect. Now let me say this outer paper can be any color. This would look really cool if this outer paper were black with the cardinal shining through. I think that would look really good. If you wanted to do a scrapbook paper with the outer and put something like a solid color behind it, that would look really cool. But I really like the napkin shining through. Something else, if you have some of the paper dolls, whether you make them yourself or you've purchased them, you can put a paper doll in there. Of course, you would cut the body and make it fit accordingly, but it could be like a photo, and you could put a color behind her, like red, yellow, blue, and then she would pop, and if this was black, then the whole thing would pop. So that's another way to use these. You are only limited, like I say this all the time, the only thing you are limited by in creating something with these mini Viewmaster discs that you make yourself is you. Your imagination can come up with anything, way more than I can, I'm sure. So just think, you know what? If you don't have napkins and you have magazines, anything with a lot of color is really going to pop. And I keep saying make this out of black paper because I think color really pops when it has the neutral black. Because black absorbs light, so you're not fighting with light when you're making these. The white kind of bounces light back, so you kind of lose the image behind it. So I would definitely say, if you have black cardstock or black scrapbook paper, to use that. You definitely want a sturdy paper. If it's kind of more flimsy, I don't think it will hold up because you have to leave a edge. You have to leave a rim. If this gets torn, it's not going to look right. So a sturdy paper for the body of the Viewmaster is just as important, and the color is just as important as what goes in the pictures. If you do a scrapbook paper that's highly decorative for the body, you tend to dull down or lose the images. So it just depends. Do you just like the shape and you don't really care? Or would you rather see the images? And you can also do it this way where both sides are cutouts. Hold on, I have to get it lined up. where both sides are cut out, and whichever way it turns, you can see the image or the paper. Now for both sides, I would say you probably have to do more colored papers and not images unless you want to see the back of somebody's head. And that would be something you could do. If you're using photographs, take a picture of somebody's face, then have them turn around and take the picture of the back of their head. That would also give you a really cool, unique look in your Viewmaster slide. These can be pages. Just attach a little bit of paper on the side, and it could be a page in a journal. Again, you can use these anywhere you can imagine. If you're going to do them hanging over a window, definitely use cellophane in between and do a double window one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and that little bell if you haven't already. We have a lot more great ideas coming your way. Again, thank you for everybody that helped me get to 700. You guys are super amazing, and I truly mean I love you guys. Don't forget, I always put a question down in the box below, and my question today is, did you have a Viewmaster as a kid? Was it your favorite toy? If not, what was your favorite toy as a kid? I'd love to know. Mine, I think, was a Light Bright. Yeah, I think mine was a Light Bright. I had a lot of Barbies growing up, but I think my favorite toy was a Light Bright because of the colors and the different images I could make. So let me know what yours was. Also, for all those that are new that haven't seen my videos before, I have finished examples at the end of this video. Thank you for being here again. Take care, and I will see you on Monday with another video. Bye-bye.